Terror does not only arise from what is visible. Some of the most frightening entities inhabit dimensions humans cannot comprehend, observing, manipulating, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Among these dark forces, none is as iconic as the lipstick-faced demon, introduced to audiences in 2010 in Insidious, directed by James Wan, a master of modern supernatural suspense and horror. With its vivid red face and threatening features, the lipstick-faced demon has become a symbol of fear that transcends reality, invading the spiritual realm, haunting families, and exploiting human vulnerabilities. The film follows the Lambert family, whose peaceful life is shattered when their son, Dalton, inexplicably falls into a coma after a seemingly minor domestic accident. While doctors and specialists search for scientific explanations, supernatural events begin to occur in the house. Doors open on their own, whispers fill the halls, and invisible presences make the family question their sanity. It is in this context that the lipstick-faced demon reveals itself as the force inhabiting the spiritual world, preying on Dalton, a malevolent spirit feeding on fear, emotional energy, and vulnerability. Unlike conventional monsters that rely on direct physical violence, the lipstick-faced demon operates in a parallel dimension called the Further, a dark, ethereal version of the real world where the souls of the living and dead coexist disturbingly. In this space, time and logic do not function normally, and the entity can manipulate perception, creating terrifying illusions, distorting the environment, and capturing the attention of its victims. The demon is characterized by an intense red face, black lines, and piercing eyes, a look that combines aggression, malevolence, and an almost hypnotic presence. Its visual design is crafted to be unforgettable, embedding the intensity of its horror into the viewer's subconscious. The film reveals that the lipstick-faced demon is relentless and strategic. It does not attack randomly. It chooses victims based on emotional fragility. Dalton, being young, open-minded, and sensitive to spiritual energy, becomes the perfect target. The creature uses its dominion over the Further to isolate him from reality, weakening his connection to the living world and making every rescue attempt more complicated and dangerous. The family's fear escalates as they realize that the fight against the demon is not only physical but spiritual, requiring courage, faith, and understanding of the entity's nature. The horror of the lipstick-faced demon is amplified by silence and subtlety. It rarely reveals itself directly in the early stages, preferring to approach through shadows, sudden movements, and quick glimpses, creating mounting tension. Every scene in which it appears is accompanied by unsettling sound effects, including whispers, moans, and ethereal sounds that enhance the sense of presence. The viewer is constantly reminded that the demon is watching, planning and waiting for the perfect moment to strike, maintaining a constant atmosphere of psychological suspense and fear. The origin of the lipstick-faced demon is tied to ancient supernatural forces, representing a manifestation of evil in its purest and most intentional form. It does not seek revenge or pleasure. Its goal is to consume vital energy, manipulate human fear, and maintain balance in the spiritual world through oppression and terror. This approach makes it an extremely effective villain because it does not rely on conventional physical attacks. It manipulates perception, distorts reality, and creates despair, proving that the deepest horror is not always visible or tangible. One of the most terrifying elements of the film is the interaction between the physical and spiritual worlds. The lipstick-faced demon crosses dimensional barriers, affecting objects, spaces, and people in the real world, while remaining rooted in the spiritual plane. This is evident when Dalton levitates, emits inexplicable sounds, and seems to communicate with invisible forces. The demon also influences family members, creating visions and experiences that test their sanity, heightening fear and helplessness. The viewer feels that any action taken could have catastrophic consequences, reinforcing the tension and suspense throughout the movie. The design of the lipstick-faced demon is symbolic and psychological. Its red face evokes blood and violence, while its exaggerated features convey an expression of calculated malevolence. It personifies the fear that dwells within everyone, the materialization of spiritual terror that feeds on doubt, despair, and human vulnerability. James Wan combines practical and digital effects to create a creature that appears to float between the real and imaginary, reinforcing the idea that evil can exist beyond direct human perception. Throughout the franchise, including Insidious Chapter 2, the demon continues to pursue Dalton and his family, demonstrating supernatural persistence and intelligence. It does not forget, forgive, or tire. Each encounter reveals new layers of malevolence, showing that the entity learns, adapts, and evolves as human fear manifests. This characteristic makes it an unrelenting, terrifying, and unforgettable force in modern horror. The lipstick-faced demon also symbolizes the confrontation between invisible good and evil, the fear of the unknown, and the vulnerability of our souls in the face of forces we cannot comprehend. It acts as a catalyst to reveal the character's deepest fears, forcing them to confront past traumas and internal weaknesses. The battle against the demon is not only physical, it is spiritual, emotional, and psychological, showing that true terror often resides within ourselves. Ultimately, the lipstick-faced demon remains one of contemporary horror's most memorable antagonists, combining iconic visual design, supernatural intelligence, and devastating psychological presence. It does not need to scream or physically attack to terrorize. Its mere existence creates tension, fear, and despair. It is the invisible evil ever present, always watching, ready to turn the spiritual world into an inescapable nightmare. The essence of the lipstick-faced demon is clear. Absolute terror does not need to be seen to be felt, and the fear it inspires lingers even after the screen goes dark, reminding the viewer that some forces exist beyond human understanding, eternally lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike.